Connor Rogers here at the NFL Combine alongside the top offensive lineman in this year's NFL Draft, Will Campbell. Will, a guy from Louisiana, how special was it that in this era of transferring you played your entire career for LSU?
Yeah, I mean, it was everything I could have ever dreamed about as a young kid. I mean, LSU is what runs through that state. Purple and gold is running through everybody's veins. You know, it did at my young age as a kid. You know, that's all I ever wanted to do was run out of that tunnel. And to be able to do that at LSU for 3 years, you know, it's one of the greatest accomplishments of my life.
Playing in the SEC, you got to go against some really high-end talent on the defensive line. Who was some of the toughest matchups that you had?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't there's so many guys that I could say, and I'm not going to single anybody out,
Yeah.
but, you know, I think I'm closer right now, counting this year's draft, I'm closer to guys, you know, there's about 15 first and second rounders that I played in,
That's
you know,
unreal.
3 years. So, like I said, there's so many guys that I could say, but, you know, I would leave too many off.
You're one of those guys that when it's time to get going in the run game, you can kind of see you light up and pin your ears back and go. Do you have a favorite run concept that you block in?
I like to score touchdowns.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good answer.
So whatever's working for the team, I can adapt to. Whatever, you know, we are the best fit at is what I like the most. Whether that's counter, outside zone, wide zone, inside zone, whatever that might be, whatever we're good at, I like to run it.
I think what a lot of people miss with the offensive line is, because you guys are so physical and it's a big man's game, is the mental warfare. What goes into that for you with preparation and knowing that across 4 quarters it's almost like a boxing match?
Yeah, it is, and you know that's one thing we say at LSU. You know, whenever you get off that bus, it's time to go get in a fight, and you got to be able to take a punch, and you better be ready to give one too. But you know, I feel like the biggest thing that goes into offensive line is, you know, the camaraderie and brotherhood. You know, that's 5 guys working together as one brain cell, as we would say at LSU. And you know, one guy goes off on his own, and you know, it can end the season before you get a quarterback hurt, and you know, just end a game. And so I feel like that's the piece that people forget is, you know, 5 guys are all trying to get one job done.
I don't know how much NFL you get to watch, but I think you know a thing or two about Jaden Daniels. What is it that people don't see behind the scenes that makes him such a special quarterback?
Yeah, his work ethic. You know, he's been doing this ever since he got to LSU in the first day that I ever met him. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, wrote him off after his first year at LSU. And I remember verbatim, I told my dad and my uncle, I said, he's going to win the Heisman Trophy next year. And he did just that. You know, the time that he spends in the facility, you know, preparing for the opponents, you know, making sure that all the O-line is on the right page, and all the time, you know, for his receivers to be on the right page, you know, that's what people don't see. And I think that's what's going to help him, you know, become a future Hall of Famer.
This is so different from preparing for a game throughout a season, the combine testing, working out for teams, the interviews, all that. What's something you've been working on before you get drafted specifically that you've had to hone in on that's a little different?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, you know, being more versatile, you know, that's something that I've worked on a lot. I've only played left tackle really ever in my life,
Yeah.
so, you know, transition to right tackle and stuff like that. Just being able to switch it up a little bit for, you know, these workouts and stuff like that, something I'm focused on.
Is that something teams ask you about too, is versatility?
I mean, they ask me what I'm willing to play. A lot of teams
Interesting.
view me as a tackle. I know a lot of people, you know, have stuff to say about my arm length. But
Sure.
just like I tell the teams, I put the stuff on tape to show I can play tackle at an elite level. But, you know, I'm willing to do whatever I got to do to get on the field and, you know, win.
The good thing is they know what kind of football player you are. When they come here and meet with you, they want to get to know the person.
No doubt.
When you leave from this week, what is the one thing that you said, man, I hope teams learn that about me individually?
Well, you know, I definitely can't say some of the words that I'd like to say because they're a little vulgar. But, you know, just that this kid's going to give me everything he's got every day.
So when you finally get a break from football, and I know there's not a lot of them, what is something you like to do for fun?
Yeah, my dad's a farmer, so, you know, I grew up in the outdoors. So, you know, I love to hunt and fish whenever I can get the opportunity to. You know, with football season, I don't really get to do that much, but whenever I can, it's nice.
What age did he have you start working?
I mean, I was working ever since I really could walk. I mean, I think I killed like my first deer when I was 4 years old by myself. So like I've been out in the outdoors working on the farm ever since probably about then.
Some guys, when they go to the league in the offseason, they still go back and farm almost as just kind of that's how their brain gets going. Is that something you would do once you're in the NFL, or is there just not the same amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the same amount of time for me. You know, in the off season, I'm gonna be getting ready for the next season.
Yeah.
You know, that's maybe something that I can revisit. You know, go out there and join him whenever I retire one day or something like that. But you know, whenever I'm in the NFL, I'm strictly focused on football.
Will Campbell, the top offensive lineman in this year's draft, man. Thank you for the time. Can't wait to see where you end up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.